just to refresh our memories of how rapidly this pest came on the scene. We all are aware probably by now that it came here first from it was first captured in California. They didn't even know what it was until the next year because they didn't expect a Drosophila to do that kind of damage. And then we caught it in Michigan in 2010. And then since then, it's disrupted fall red raspberries first, then Michigan blueberries. Then we began this really coordinated statewide monitoring of the pest in Michigan. And then it first really disrupted tart cherries in 2015. 2017 was the earliest first trap catch, and that was also a really high pressure year, as we all remember. So what we've been doing is, so I've been working with a whole bunch of people across the state to try to collect this data, and it's a lot of labor that goes into it. We've been tracking in 18 to 20 counties, depending on the year, between 105 to 175 sites, also depending on year. Mostly using these cup traps with century lures, just to be consistent from year to year. And then I just wanted to start with this graph here. So this is from 2013 all the way to 2019. You can see from 2013 and 2014, those are the lowest lines. There was a long tail, really not a whole lot happening in those first few years. And then, and they look very similar. 2016 is the black line, and that is where we started to get some buildup. This is July 14th, that week of mid-July. The very next year in 2017, which was that high pressure year, we had an early buildup. And we were catching, and this is all the statewide traps together, and I'll show you by region in a minute too, but 2017 is this orange line. We stopped trapping at some point because it was just the numbers were so high. 2018, we also got high numbers towards the end of the season, but like 2013 through 2016, there was a real slow buildup of the population. I'm going to show how those relate to environmental variables at the sweet cherry talk, but there is so much variability year to year. Then we look at 2019, that's this red bar. It was fairly slow, and then all of a sudden it just shot right up, unlike any other year before this. And of course that's July 7th. This is why we had sweet cherry infestation, I'm sure, because it was just a very rapid buildup. Conditions were perfect. There was lots of rainfall and humidity. So you can look back at your weather and you can see that there was rainfall, a lot of rainfall in June and July. It was pretty wet. If we just go in closer and take a look at that mid-June through July section by year, you can see 2013 through 15 are all really low. Actually, yeah, this is 2016, I believe. Yeah, that looks brown to me. And then that yellow is 2017, where we had that high infestation. It was a long tail, but there was a significant numbers of those flies, enough to do a lot of damage that year. It was a high pressure year. And then again, and then 2018 looked a lot like those earlier years. It was hot and dry in the middle of the summer, and then we finally got some pressure later in the season, and then this crazy 2019, where it looks a lot like those early years, but then it just shot straight up around July 7th. So it's a really, I think it's really responding to environmental characteristics and also fruit infestation. I think those things will have to be built into the model together. So that's why we're going to have a beta model this year that's really that will be beta tested by the extension educators. This is where we were trapping, and what I'm going to show you, what I'm considering to be my northwest counties and the central counties in purple, northwest in yellow, and then these counties in blue are the ones that are the southern, where we were trapping in southern counties. And I grouped them together like that because of just the phenology of the fruit, and also just weather is going to be very similar across those areas in general. We were trapping for about 11 weeks this last season, and that's the time period that I'm going to show you, and then June through July. So here, very tiny on this screen, but So I'll improve that for the sweet cherry talk as well. But here we got 2017 is in the green, 2018 is in the red, and 2019 is in the blue. You can see the southern sites to the far left graph, the ridge to west central sites in the middle, and the northern sites in the far right. But in every case, it's that July 7 date where we just had the population shot up, and that was when it was getting, it was very wet and humid for 2019, I'm saying. So, and these are all the people that have helped collect all this data, and without them, we wouldn't have this record that we can refer back to, and then also pull in that EnviroWeather data to help us try to tell the story of what's going on here and build these models. And we've had funding from so many different sources, including Michigan Apple just supporting me. They're not directly supporting SWD, but all these, without all of your input as well, we wouldn't be successful in doing this.